Ah, shit. We're live, Pat. So thank y'all guys for tapping into YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got y'all y'all got y'all notification that we going. You know what I'm saying? So here we go.
Yeah.
It's silly.
Yo.
Yo, 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 what's happening, everybody? It's I, the most high, my tag team partner, CT, aka Chitty Bang. What's going on, brother?
What's up? What's up? And we are the Underground and Professional Wrestling Podcast. We are here to bring to you the week that was in professional wrestling. But first, before you get to that, please like, please subscribe, and please check out eiwshop.com for this beautiful merchandise. We got a little sale going on for the holidays. You can get these hoodies on sale, 15% off, man. Pretty good deal. Check out eiwshop.com. We'll put the link in the description if you guys want to check that out. We're on RW Podcast 1 on Twitter. We are on Instagram, Reasonable Wrestling Podcast, Facebook, Reasonable Wrestling Podcast, and on TikTok even. So we'll put some clips up there for y'all viewing pleasure. But we're here to talk the week that was in professional wrestling once again. And let's see where we're going to start with because we got quite a bit we can start from. We can start from AEW, we got NXT stuff, we got Raw.
Nah, we're going to start off my weekend, brother. I ended up in Miami. Right? So this is wrestling. Everything is wrestling like the motherfucking shirt. Everything is wrestling. So I'm not gonna talk about Friday night when I went to Spitter concert. I'm not gonna talk about Saturday night when I went to West Side Gun concert. Talk about Sunday when I went to West Side Gun's pop-up shop. You did, and now I got something signed every day that I was there in Miami, just cause off the strength of like that's what we do. Like this is what we live for. So since this is wrestling, my nigga Gunn could appreciate me pulling up to the event with the $1 million belt. You know what I'm saying? So I pulled up to the event with the $1 million belt. And of course, I got the joint signed by the GOAT, the God.
Fly God himself.
Fly God himself.
That's amazing.
Fourth rope. It's the fucking culture. Y'all know what it is, man.
Yeah, I gotta get me some title belts, man. See, that's the thing. I don't got me a wife. I can get me some title belts where I can go to cool ass concerts and get them signed by the Fly God, man. But that's awesome, man. You told me about your weekend, and being down there for Art Basel. I mean, getting out there and just seeing the people, man. I think that more than anything, and keeping the culture alive, even though that it's Art Basel time, and
culture alive.
Yeah, wrestling is part of that art culture. It's one of the most beautiful art forms, and obviously somebody that can appreciate that is Wes, of course. So shout out to West Side Gun, and we look forward to seeing you again sometime soon.
You know what I'm saying? I think, we got him on schedule to see him, I think, maybe in April, something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be able to look up Reasonable Wrestling, Fourth Rope. It's the fucking culture, you know what
we
I'm saying?
need the collab, yeah. Everything is wrestling, Fourth Rope, Reasonable Wrestling. And the Fly God, Joe, we gotta get him on the pod one of these days. Just chop it up real quick.
Honestly, man, like no, and I know a lot of people been clamoring and been like, you know what I'm saying, trying to get his attention and everything like that, and it's understood, because literally he is the catalyst to a lot, right? I mean, look at the renaissance in hip hop. Like, I know a lot of people can say what they want. You may not listen to him, but the people that you listen to him, right? And they pay attention to the wave. They pay attention to the way my man moved, and it influenced the culture in hip hop. We look about art, right? It's a lot of people that's been buying art. It's a lot of people that's been really in this fucking game, in this culture. But this nigga been putting niggas on. Like Isaac Palejo is an artist, a world-renowned artist now because my nigga put a third eye in between niggas' faces.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so he's that. And then also with wrestling. Like, I know we got the Rest in Peace Takeoff, Migos. You know what I'm saying? They've been doing a wrestling rap. Smoke Dizza, Wale, Action Bronson. Shit, you look at Bow Wow, nigga. You know, everybody in the hip hop culture is involved with wrestling, but who made that shit cool again? It's the guy. You know what I'm saying? So we just gotta pay. Listen, his quote is praise both. You dig? So we just
Mhm.
praising both right now. We praise both.
Absolutely,
You know what I'm saying?
absolutely. I think that along with him and Wale, those two guys in particular, I feel like made it an effort to make wrestling cool and to not be like ashamed for being a huge wrestling head, or and made it like, yeah, this is who I am. Fuck y'all. Like, yeah, it's part of my culture. It's part of what I do. And then people just had to accept it. Where people in the hip hop industry used to look down upon, oh, you watch that fake shit. That's what it used to be. Now
I mean,
they now.
you know, you also look at like the braggadociousness of it. You know what I'm saying? Like the crossover effect is so real between
Mhm.
wrestling and rap. You know what I'm
Come
saying?
on, like, come on. A promo is literally what rap is. It's a long ass written promo. A lot of the times, you look at these raps, you flexing, you talking about your money, your girls, your kiss stealing, jet flying, limousine riding. Listen, all that shit is similar. So that, I believe that there's a lot of like resonance between hip hop and wrestling. So it's only fitting, and I'm glad we're starting to see that more. Now we didn't get him at Rolling Loud this year, but we got him a lot Rolling Loud last year, which I thought was a huge step. You know, of mending the two worlds, combining the two worlds. But maybe we'll see that again in the future. Who knows?
And then again, once one thing happens, it influences something else. WWE did Rolling Loud, and then fucking AEW said, "Huh, Wes, you want a microphone in your hometown, nigga?" You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
the ability to be like, "No, we with the culture too," right? I think that's
Hmm.
very prevalent right now to be like, "Hey, we don't want to be on the wrong side of something that's fucking that has a jetpack on it." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you mentioned it earlier. You talked about Bow Wow. I want to get into that in a little bit, but it's not just him. Like we've seen so many rappers on AEW. We've seen Trina. We've seen Rick Ross with Swerve.
Ooh,
You
say that one
know,
more time. We saw Trina. We need
Trina, man,
Trina
Trina
back.
and Jade. So I'm curious to see like
Just make
where
that
this
its
can.
own show. Trina and Jade. I'll watch
Oh
it.
my god,
I'll put it behind a paywall. I'll buy
rock hard. Listen, but when it comes to hip hop and wrestling, we're just gonna see this continue to grow. But definitely looking forward to seeing West one again down in April and down in WrestleMania. I'm sure we'll see him down there doing his thing. But
Should you
speaking of hips,
since we here with the wrestling rap, shout out to Emilio, shout out to Kaz, shout out to Vin, you know what I'm saying? Wrestle rap. Let's go where you wanted to go with Bow Wow. Let's fuck it.
no, no, we can talk about it.
Let's see
I'm
where
curious to see where this thing goes.
yeah.
And Bow Wow, he had his like Millennium Tour. He's doing his thing, and got the baddies pulling up on him. He had his little Twitter beef with Jay Card a couple weeks ago. And we didn't address it on here because it was like, oh, okay, cool. And then
That's cute.
she has her,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and then they had their kind of like spat on on the backstage confrontation where the baddies pulled up on him because he was talking shit. He's trying to hit on Jay Carter. Now this week, last week Jay cut a promo, and then Bow Wow, was on a Titantron or the Tron, and said that he's gonna pull up on her very soon. So I'm curious to see where this goes and how does this get over Jade. I think the thing it does because it's like, hey, Jade is feuding with somebody who's part of pop culture, part of our childhood growing up. So it's pretty cool to see this happen. But Bow Wow is a man, and I'm wondering how does you get from this angle to have a match? Like, is Balor going to have a match with Jay Carter? I don't necessarily think that's where you get the payoff. Because if you're going to say, hey, listen, the payoff is going to be at Winter's Coming or something, how do you do? Does he hire somebody?
Let me get your reason on why the payoff can't be an intergender match between Jade and Bow Wow.
No, I didn't say it can't do anything. I said what is it going to be, and if it's going to be an intergender match, then it makes sense. That's what so on the
Yeah,
part here.
I think that's the
So Jay would need to bring in some dude, and then Jabao would have to bring in some
no,
chick.
no. Bow Wow versus Jade. That's a fucking spectacle, my
Oh, you
nigga.
mean okay? Not
Yeah.
intergender tag. You mean that's one
No,
on one?
just yeah. I
Okay. If they do that,
what's the what will be the listen? Jade is, as she said
when's the
before.
last intergender match you've seen on television? The last one.
I mean, but and I guess that doesn't matter because again, Bow Wow's not a
It
wrestler.
does, but I guess just follow me here.
Okay,
It matters
go ahead.
because
Go
I'm
ahead.
just trying to say, like, whenever I've seen it, it's been like a Reggie, James Ellsworth, who is being pretty much dominated by a female.
That's what
So,
Bow Wow's gonna be.
okay, so if
Yes,
that's what is going to happen,
yes.
then
Niggas is
I'm
gonna
like,
pay money to see Bow Wow get his ass whooped. Absolutely. Absolutely, nigga.
okay,
Like,
all right,
absolutely.
then you've answered the question. Then, all right, Badwell gets his ass whipped by Jade
Hell
in an
yeah.
intergender match. That's the payoff.
Yeah,
Got it.
I think what it does, it doesn't hurt anyone because again, Bow Wow's not Bow Wow doesn't need credibility, right? He doesn't need a win. He just want to he just want to put his feet in the water, right? Everybody wants to live out that fantasy of being a wrestler type shit, so I can get that. But also, the nigga legit probably did some shit like we do. Scrolled on Twitter and saw who the fuck is this that wrestle? Because I know back in the day it used to be China and little white bitches and shit like that. Who is this beautiful goddess on wrestling? So my nigga shot a shot because fuck it, I'm Bow Wow. And again, like you say, every black woman know who Bow Wow is. Jay shut that shit down by like, bro, I'm a grown ass woman, and my man is $100 million man. Like, let's not forget that. My nigga is Brandon, 200 home runs, 2,000 RBIs, $100 million contract Phillips. That's his fucking name. Like, you put all that on his birth certificate. My nigga is one of the illest that play baseball. So Jade ain't really trying to, you know what I'm saying?
That you can't afford me.
Yes, you can't really fuck with me. Now that fuck with Bow Wow ego. You dig? So you play both of those, reality and the thing that Bow knows, right? Right? They showed up to the Millennium Tour. That was staged, right? That's all approved by Tony. Right? Like all of that is building up to Bow doing the same thing that his uncle did, right? Snoop was in the ring. Bow Wow was just following, you know what I'm saying, the big homie. You dig?
Okay, I'm down. I like it. I mean, I like it. I listen, anytime I can see the baddies, I'm down. You know, and what's funny to me though is they kicked Kiera Hogan to the curb
Yeah,
and brought back
I don't know why
my
Kira
girl.
and Layla not kicked out. Layla Gray.
Listen,
Man,
all of
all
them
of them could have
are
just
beautiful.
stayed, cuz
All of them could
like
have stayed. It's me.
yo,
But
word.
they brought back Red Velvet, stirring it up, man. So I'm happy to see her back for sure. But I wonder why. You know, Kiera Hogan's not with that. Is that she moving on from AEW or is she going to be a single star? I think that she might be going somewhere else, maybe.
Going somewhere else, like where? She can't be going to the E. You know, her and Sasha got the little beef going. Well, I don't know if it's
Sasha's
beef.
going to New Japan. You ain't heard the news?
I mean, I think Sasha. This okay. Since we're here, let's freestyle this.
Let's do it. Sasha ain't with the E right now.
You don't need exclusive rights to a wrestling company. The entry of what's going on right now is going to elevate and send the business where it needs to go. The minds that are behind wrestling right now are evolved. Tony Khan is
444.
you know what I'm saying? Oh, shout out to Hove, you know what I'm saying? I think the minds that are behind wrestling are evolved enough to where the situation of this is exclusively my talent on my television, right? Because the reason why I'm thinking about this is in combination to business and logic, where these television contracts and these rights are so prevalent to how these guys get their money. It's almost like sports, right? Sports need the big time TV deals because that increases the revenue that they split amongst the players. If you look at USA, Universal, Fox, Warner Brother, Discovery right now. Those three entities, they're really doing major subtraction to their staff, to their to just the business. To be able to have the fortitude to be like, hey, uh, I like what they doing on, like, if Universal say I like what they doing on TNT, or they want somebody that's from TNT, let's not go into the whole tampering situation or anything like that where we got to dip into the contracts, pay buyout fees and shit like that. Nigga, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours with these ratings. Can you imagine? Naomi just showed up with motherfucking Jade at a game. Can you imagine Naomi's first appearance back on TV is on AEW? And then Jade pops up on one, like, I think the wrestling world will fucking explode for some dumbass shit like that. You mentioned Sasha going
It's
to
not
Lucha.
dumbass shit. It's not dumbass shit. You know why? Because
Yeah,
it's unprecedented. Because at the end of
true,
the day,
true.
WWE is not letting their talent go. They're exclusive. They're under contract for a reason. They pay them so much money, not per appearance. They pay them for years, contract years. And yeah, you can call them, independent workers. But once we say, hey, listen, you're signed for this many years, that means that means it's exclusive. Hey, you're on the books. We cover your health and dental and all that stuff. That means you're an employee. Now, if they don't cover that stuff, then yeah, you can just be a independent worker. Come in, do your appearance, like a Goldberg, and then get the fuck out. But you got to understand that I think that's gonna be like more of a hybrid evolution of wrestling. We're never gonna not have exclusive wrestlers. It's just not gonna happen. Not for TV, not for companies with TV channels. Like I do think that the Roman Reigns is what makes WWE special. Like, yeah, you're not going to check out Roman Reigns in an Impact or a AEW show because he's not allowed. Because he's exclusive here, and it's likewise for MJF and the Kenny Omegas. So I believe that that's what makes each show special. However, would I love to see that? Absolutely. It just means that there has to be some kind of Renee Young just released that she has two different contracts. She has a
Yep.
producer's contract that's
Mhm.
3 years and a talent contract that's 3 years. Now, when you are a producer, I believe that you're an employee. Now, if you're a talent, I believe that you can be a independent contractor, but it's a matter of how your contract is, set. If your contract is for appearance, then you're officially an independent contractor. You're coming here for this match, and then you can go take your bag and go home. What you do with from here on out is up to you. After that, you can go from Raw, and then have a match, or go to probably not Raw. Probably be like that. Would probably be like a per appearance basis where you have 4 shows on Raw and then a pay per view, and then you go to pay per view. After pay per view, you can probably show up on AEW the next week, if you wanted to, and that's actually can be possibly a future thing. But Sasha Banks, as a one of the biggest stars of the WWE, one of the biggest stars that they can say that they have created, through their PC and what she's built up in NXT, to and her career on the main roster. It is unprecedented to see somebody like of her stature just say, "Yep, I'm going to go to Japan and I'm going to wrestle." I'm not even sure if it's legal because I'm not sure if she's under contract or breach of contract. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. I haven't gotten that far deep into this story. But if it's not, it's going to be awesome to see her get the freedom to go out there and live a dream and wrestle in
Well,
Japan.
I think this, and I'm using this again. That the precedence or the parallel, I guess, is James Dunn, right? Right. You look at the success he has with Marvel and the MCU, creating and generating billions of dollars with the Guardian of the Galaxy franchise, and being really intricate into what they built with that, and then having now the ability to run DC while also still working for Marvel. You see what I'm saying? Like that.
Well, this is it. He was under he's done with Marvel. Put it that way. This is his last Marvel project.
Correct.
That's
Correct.
why he's like
Correct.
on his way out. He's been working on it. They're not going to hold him back and say, "Hey, you can't sign this contract with DC
Correct.
because the movie
Correct.
didn't come out." Like, listen, I'm done. I already filmed it or shot. You guys got to put it out, market it. Go. I'm moving on my career. So that's where he's at right now. He's in an in between state. But at the end of the day, you cannot be under contract from Marvel and DC at the same time. You can't be under Sony and Disney at the same time, or whatever. Or Warner. Warner, I think it is,
Yeah, Warner.
Warner and Disney at the same time. So you're going to have to choose to, and honestly, I think he's taking like more of a Kevin Feige role. Who Kevin Feige is the
Yes.
president
Yep.
of the Marvel series and Disney.
He's not. We
So he's taking that role in DC, so he can construct their own universe, which I think is. Shouts out to James Gunn. You did a great job with Guardians of the Galaxy. Can't wait to see what they do with DC because they need a lot of help. Just a side note, DC needs every help they can get from the Marvel's MCU universe. However,
I'm sorry to not to come back to that. Matter of fact, finish your point and I'll come back because my
no, say your point because I think that you might be on track.
Well, I was just gonna say the I was going to pivot and say everything is wrestling, right? Rocky is the greatest action hero star in the world, but worldwide, that movie Black Adam made $378 million. Like that movie just lost hundreds of millions of dollars because of the reputation of what DC is. And I think what I was going to correlate to that is that James Gunn offers some type of validity to that franchise, i.e. what I think wrestling can do for one another, right? AEW gets their reads from WWE, from TNT Sports cross casting and things like that. Like they get the cross promotion. I don't think they're necessarily hurting, but it does. It would help if you had, right? Because everybody knows wrestling from WWE, WWF. They skip that WCW period. It's NWA, right? They know Jim Crockett, NWA, and then WWF. Like you have to be a real intricate wrestling fan to have that niche of WCW period. So I think that TNT boost, you get it from Sting, but you don't get it from nowhere else. And that's what I'm saying. Like maybe I know to bring it back to, so I can get back to your point. If Ric Flair was a producer for AEW and a talent for WWE, or William Regal in this situation, let's bring it to Regal. Regal had a situation where he was a talent and a producer on AEW. He said that the reception, or it's reported, because I don't know if he said it, it's reported that the reception of his producing or his advice was not received well as it was at NXT. Kind of like what I'm using the James Gunn perception is. If Marvel needs something from James Gunn, I think they will be able to still reach out to him to get that, even though I know he has a turnover binder and shit like that, while he's still in a transition, getting this shit together with DC. I don't think it's not easy for Regal to work both sides of the fence, especially if he's doing nothing but growing the business, right? If that's the right.
Are you saying that Regal can or can't work both company?
Can't.
Can't. You said can?
Yes.
Okay. There's a conflict of interest, especially as a producer. If you're a producer of a company, i.e. Renee Young or William Regal, and you're saying you're on staff, you are in charge of coming in here and making sure that this show runs. You cannot be on contract trying to make sure another show runs because you're not focused as much as you are when you're splitting those hairs. On top of that, it's conflict of interest. Like, who are you giving your time to, and where are you going to put your most passion? If I'm spinning two plates, I can't focus on both, and that's where I see it as. Yeah, you got to be an employee of Warner and AEW and TNT if you're a producer. So you got to choose. That's why William Regal has to be written off TV so he can go back to WWE and NXT.
Let me ask
because he got to end his tenure with AEW completely. James Gunn has to end his tenure at Marvel as he continues to go have his meetings with DC.
The reason why,
but real quick,
go ahead.
My difference is that Sasha Banks, the Naomi's, the Goldbergs, these people are talent. Now, how you negotiate, which I think Sasha might get one day to the point where she's like a Goldberg, where she can negotiate short-term contracts then leave. I don't think that she's ever going to work AEW and WWE in the same week, or New Japan in the same week or month even. If WWE gets you on contract, they're going to put you on contract for probably a month or 3 months, if not multiple years. If they think you're and the month or 3 months are reserved for people who are, worth it. The Brocks, the Goldbergs, the Rocks.
But
I can even see a CM Punk going back to WWE getting like a 3-month contract.
Well, the reason why I want to ask you this is because this is like, why can't talent do that? Like, why can't, like you said, if they're independent contractors, they're doing their matches, right? They have the capacity to balance multiple storylines, wrestle different matches, go to different cities, go to different countries. Like, why can't somebody balance the two is what I'm asking.
I'm saying that it's possible. It's not like it's impossible.
Right.
I mean, producers, I don't think it's really possible, to be honest with you. I don't think producers. But for talent, I think it is possible to work on, on SmackDown, and then, in 2 weeks, tackle a New Japan show or independent show or AEW, and still keep your character alive. I think it is. What I'm saying is impossible is for WWE in particular to open that forbidden door and say, you know what? We're allowing you guys to do this. WWE has been an entity that has so much ownership over your character and control over your character to the point where John Cena still pays them when he uses his name, his real name. This is John Cena, man. And John Cena is still paying them for that name. So a Sasha Banks or a Naomi, or, she's going to have to change her name to a different name when she goes to AEW. Trinity there. WWE, she's Naomi. And on the end of the day, they're not going to even, they're going to say, no, you haven't warranted the cachet to get a short-term contract with us.
Wow.
We either will hire you for a multi-year deal where you'll be back here. We'll write you into storylines, give you a title match. We'll put you in the bloodline, whatever it may be. That's not progression. Or they're probably going to be like, we'll get the next person from the PC, work with them and own their shit completely and let you go wherever you want. Well, that's how WWE thinks.
You can't say that's how WWE thinks when it's a new regime, Chidi. That's why I'm saying. That's the reason why we doing
Nick Khan ain't doing that either.
How do you know? Nick Khan put us on Rolling Loud, nigga. Like, we don't know.
That's not the same conversation. Nick Khan's a businessman too. He understands exclusivity rights. He understands, like, when you have a property that you've trademarked, like Naomi or Sasha Banks, that's a value right there. That's money. That's merchandise. That's ticket sales. And I'm not going to just let you take that cachet, build it up over 3 months or a month, and then let you go take it somewhere else.
No, hold on. Nick Khan has also been a sports agent, right? So he can understand building the name of Mike Greenberg and then negotiating ESPN versus Fox. And then also saying, hey, because it's bowl games or something like that, negotiate a deal where Greeny's still under contract with ESPN, but cause a game for Fox because that crossover works. So that
what the difference is?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know what the difference is? Under both scenarios, guess who's getting paid? Nick Khan is getting paid in both scenarios. In this scenario where you're saying, I'm going to build you up, and then you're going to take what I built, make you a star. Let's say they make, what's her name? Cora Jade. Just pick her out there. Let's say they make her a star, and she's on whatever, and she gets to get in the next one of these Marvel movies or Disney Plus shows, and then like, oh, Cora Jade wants to get out her contract. What? I've been here this entire time, made you this star that you can go do these movies, and then you're gonna take that cachet and not pay us when you're gonna go to AEW, our competition?
But this is what I'm saying. That's not progressive thinking. If this is what I'm saying, if WWE builds a Sasha Banks, but Sasha Banks is also Mercedes.
Yeah, she can take Mercedes and she can go anywhere else you want.
But that's what I'm saying. That cachet still. If Mercedes goes and wrestles in New Japan, I'm sorry. We're not just gonna. Are they gonna treat him like Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson and not say that they are IWGP World Tag Team Champions? I think that cachet of Sasha Banks carries over to Mercedes.
My point is that
go ahead.
That could happen if you're not under contract with WWE. So I don't know where her contract situation is, but Sasha Banks right now, I have no idea where she stands with WWE. Same with Naomi. I'm not sure if they ran out of the contract. I'm not sure if they had a 30-day time frame where no appearance clause. I'm not sure whatever it is. I'm not sure if they can get sued if they wrestle somewhere else. That's what I'm trying to say is that it's not as free as of being an independent contractor. That's what I'm comparing it to. These contracts that these wrestlers have, yeah, they can work as in theory, work as an independent contractor. And I would love to see a John Moxley just pop up on Raw or SmackDown. I would love that. And then go back to AEW and do his thing.
Yes.
But as an entity, you're not going to build an angle with John Moxley, who's a temporary character, who's going to now take this angle and then go back to AEW when I can just take Austin Theory, who's under contract for the next 5 years, and build him alone. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. And that logic, business-wise, I don't see WWE, working with the Forbidden Door and all that stuff in the future. I would love to see it, but I don't see it working that way.
That's the reason why I brought that up, because you say you don't see them bring us a Forbidden Door, but like, I don't know why. That's the reason why I'm saying it. I think the conversation. I don't know why.
Not mutually beneficial.
What Okada versus Roman Reigns is not mutually beneficial?
Okay, that's different. Cross promotion is different than independent contractor coming here working a month and going away.
But
I can see a cross. I can possibly see a cross promotion match or event taking place in the future one day.
But that's where my conversation initially wanted to go.
Okay, all right, that's different than not abandoning and going somewhere else, though.
No, I never talked about the abandonment. What I'm saying is that the freedom, the abandonment of the abandonment of I'm under fucking contract. Like, no, nigga, I want to fucking get on the plane and wrestle in Japan, motherfucker. Like, we don't go to Japan until 2 years from now. Like, I don't want to be on that type of time. I want to.
If you're under contract, then you got to be on that type of time. No, because we're paying you to be on that type of time.
No, but I get. That's what I'm trying to say, Chidi. Break the fucking contract, because if Sasha Banks can fucking break ranks and go to Japan, that brings more money to the company. That's what I'm saying.
How does Sasha Banks going to New Japan bring more money to WWE?
Because it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. We talk about international. That's the reason why I brought up the Rock international money and domestic and combined, right? If Roman Reigns says I'm Godzilla of the world and just shows up to New Japan, I'm just push. But he's still Roman Reigns. He's not Joe Inoki or Anioki or his last name. I'm pronouncing that wrong. But if Roman Reigns, WWE entity, goes to Japan, I know in our niche fan base, it's the thing, but in Japan, it's WWE superstar or wrestler Roman Reigns. That's an international presence that's not there already. And the cross promotion of Roman being able to do something like that, or the unpredictability of something like that happening, is what I'm saying offers something new to the business. Now, I know you're saying it might not happen, but what I'm saying is that if business is business, if they can say all it does is takes for us to have a conversation with New Japan like AEW did, right? Let's bring Kazuchika Okada to AEW. What did that do for New Japan? It brought American eyes to their domestic property. It brought international eyes to their domestic property. It would do the same thing in reverse if we're talking about niggas being able to bounce around. And what I was saying as far as the domestic properties of television contracts is that I hear what you're saying. If my TV is paying for the contract of Roman Reigns, then I don't want him on anywhere else. But this is what I'm saying. Universal and Fox is paying for the same nigga anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to one flat company. It isn't like Universal exclusively pays for the rights to have Roman Reigns, because Roman Reigns still goes to Fox. So they're still playing the TV game between one another. It's under one umbrella, but my nigga got $2 billion contracts. It wasn't the same. It wasn't connected. My nigga got $1 billion here and $1 billion here, because those are two different properties that both his niggas is showing up on. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. If Warner gets in on it, because they're like, well, shit, we got some money too to put on a pot. You know what I'm saying? We want some Roman on our TV too. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying I think that can fucking work. Honestly, it's
If
just like
Warner wants to get in the pot, they're paying WWE, and then they can through WWE get Roman on their program or their television channel. Sasha
well,
Banks is rogue right now.
this
Sasha
is
Banks is dead ass rogue, and I love it. Don't get me wrong. Like everything I'm saying right now is like, yo, go, yo, baby girl, do your thing. Like I think that she is, she stands on her moral high ground of, hey, listen, the way they treated me was wrong, and I'm gonna take my time away. And her and Naomi left. Do what makes you happy, and they clearly are. They're finding their happiness in other places outside of even the wrestling world, which I love. So I think that is good for her. What I'm trying to say is this world where this is a normal thing only happens if people stand up for themselves and leave. It's not going to be where WWE gives them the agency to make these moves on their own and go to different companies. And I think that under the circumstances of WWE getting paid by Japan and putting on like a Beast in the East show, yeah, that gives us more mass appeal with a Roman Reigns or something like that, or a Brock Lesnar, and gives us and puts on New Day on their show, so they can see New Day for the first time in Japan live, and they get more love that way and more merchandise sales. They're not going to say, "Hey, New Day, just go to New Japan and Wrestle Kingdom and wrestle over there," or Roman Reigns, go wrestle Okada. That's never going to happen to me. And I think it's hypothetically, yeah, I would love to see it, but it's not realistic. That's going to happen. You feel
I
me?
hear
It's a
you.
difference.
I hear you. I hear you. Let me pause real quick. I'll be right back. I'm
All
gonna
right,
be right
bet.
back.
Shout out to Brittany Griner. She has now been released as a we had a prisoner swap or a trade with Russia. So I'm glad that she gets her freedom. So it's a side topic. But yeah, everything is wrestling, man. People are wrestling with their freedom out here for small petty crimes, and sometimes you gotta take a moment to count her blessings because she did not deserve that, and they used her as a pawn because she's a celebrity here in the United States. So uh, shout out to Brittany Griner, and we're glad to have you back home. Just wanted to touch on that real quick. Um, Sasha Banks, as for that, she's reportedly expected to be in New Japan Wrestle Kingdom this year. I'm really curious to see where this goes because I'm not sure. Like I said, her contract situation, don't know what it's like, but I'm curious if she can go out to New Japan. Then I wonder if Naomi now can go out and do her thing. I'm not sure if they had similar time frames of getting off their contracts, but or if this even goes against the policy of their contract. But I do think I can't wait to see Sasha in a different environment wrestling in Japan. And who will she face? Because I mean, it's gonna be awesome to see her out there, honestly, and to be a wrestler who homegrown NXT, PC, WWE, and becomes this massive star. Who's also been a fan of Japan wrestling to get to fulfill a dream and go out there to Wrestle Kingdom is a huge honor. She's one of the few women's wrestlers that will have wrestled in New Japan and in WWE, and that's a feat in itself. But I can't wait to see that. Maybe her and Kyrie saying link up again. Who knows? They had a lot of chemistry. But moving along, we got a lot to talk about today. We got a little bit of NXT conversation going on with the whole Apollo and Braun Breaker situation. We're not really feeling that. On Monday, Bobby and Seth was dope. Solo Sokoa was dope, and we'll get on to all that as well. But we gotta release a poll. Who do you think is gonna take the title off of Roman Reigns? Cody Rhodes, The Rock, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. Who is the man to dethrone the tribal chief? And I think we should talk about that going into the next year. But I'm gonna give you a bit time while we get the joint roller back in here so we can get into all those topics.
All right, all right, all right. All right. Thank y'all guys for that commercial break. I wish I had motherfucking music or something we could have played something in the back. Man, um, I tell you all the time, man. Wear a condom. You know what I'm saying? I heard my kid crying from the garage. Yeah,
Is everything all right?
the nigga just woke up from his nap and wasn't nobody around. So
All right.
that nigga had to scream bloody hell one time. I'm like, where your mom at? This nigga out on the front on the damn phone. You know how I go. But nah, man, we are back. Thank you guys for your patience. I'm gonna
Thank
edit
you.
all that dead silence out before I post the audio.
All
Um,
right, bet.
so I think where we can wrap up at is that my vision would be wrestling, not one company. Wrestling having the validity that NFL and basketball does, where those television contracts are so prevalent because the live broadcast is so important.
Well,
So
I think it's kind of there already. They're getting billions of dollars, but the thing about it is, if you're playing for, the New York Jets or the Dallas Cowboys, or you're playing for Lakers or the Celtics, you're playing for that team. Like if you're Sasha Banks, you're on WWE team, or if you know where you were, or if you're, a John Moxley or a Jay Cargill, you're on the AEW team for now until your contract is up. That's why we got MJF talking about the bidding war of 2024.
well,
Because he's on a
I
team.
I hear that, but with teams though, they are still broadcast. I would like for the wrestlers themselves to be teams. Like that's my like for them like for not WWE to be the Cowboys or the Jets. I would like for Roman Reigns to be the Cowboys or the Jets because and not
Because
everybody,
Roman Reigns would need his own show.
huh?
I mean, like, because at the end of the day, Roman Reigns would need to garner enough money to get $1 billion without WWE for that to be
No,
the case.
no. Okay, so no. The reason, okay,
You
all
know what I'm saying? The only reason
no,
I'm saying that is because how do you get the talent to be as big as the team if they don't create the infrastructure for the show?
the infrastructure isn't what necessary. We don't like that. We was watching WWE. We didn't like the infrastructure. We were coming for the individual talents themselves, which are
Wrong. We were coming for both. I
no,
think
we
that
weren't. Chidi, well, 2019 when 2019 was a struggle for the infrastructure. Okay, like let's keep it a book. The infrastructure of what we was watching for WWE with no AEW forced us to watch Impact. Okay, now tell me the last time we watched the Impact since, nigga. That's because WWE got their shit together and AEW gave us an alternative. But my point was this. Yes, the Cowboys and the Jets are the entity. But what I was saying is that collectively, they are shown on a multitude of networks because the collective allows them to be on ESPN, allows them to be on Fox, allows them to be on Amazon, allows them to be on NBC, allows them to be on
but
ABC.
the parallel for that is WWE is on USA, it's on Fox, it's on Hulu because they have gotten these contracts. It's the same thing to me. I think that I mean, hey, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, but let's just be real. They created the business. These guys are getting paid from the business of wrestling, and they are contracted employees or independent contractors if you're in the independents. And that's it until things change. Right now, Sasha Banks, she's going to be in New Japan. She's an independent contractor for that show, and then she moves on because she garnered that much attention that she's able to do that. And not everybody can do that. Other people, even in Japan, cannot just do that who are under contract with New Japan. Certain people are exclusive, you know, and then unless there's a freaking Forbidden Door 2, they will not be seen anywhere else. You know, I'm still waiting for Kota Ibushi's contract to end up so he can finally leave that place, godforsaken place, because he's not happy, and see where he ends up. Because obviously he can be a huge star here in the States as well. But this is just the reality of the business, you know. The reality of the business is that they can be the teams, but they're not going to
But
be the
I mean,
teams under my show because I'm
what
the team.
but that's not true because the reality of the business changed because we did get a forbidden door. That's what I'm
No, I
saying.
mean, I'm being completely honest with you. What I said is that the contract situation is not going to change. What I think that could happen is these, teams, say Cowboys and Jets, and saying, "Hey, let's have a game." Let's have a game, and that's what that Forbidden Door was New Japan saying, "Let's have a game with y'all, and let's share the pot." So that's what I see. WWE, I would love to see that happen in the future, but I'll say this: AEW needs to step their game up. AEW, I love the stars you guys got. You got to do something with them and keep us entertained. I love what they're doing to get the young stars, whether it be Jay Cargill, some love. You guys have, I like it. Jay Cargill, Ricky Starks,
Starks.
MJF. These guys are homegrown AEW talent that are now looking at like stars themselves. But it does take a time of growth to get these guys to the point where John Moxley is, or the Chris Jerichos, of having that credibility and longevity, which means you got to re-sign these guys, and which means that you got to pay them and give them compelling storytelling. So let's go into AEW real quick. Ricky Starks, AEW, MJF,
Mm-hmm.
compelling storytelling. And I think it was a great start because MJF came out there and he met his match on the mic. Finally, you have somebody that can go toe to toe with MJF on that microphone that is a homegrown talent. I mean, I know he had his NWA stuff and shit, but fuck all that. He's becoming a star in AEW. Now, I think that Ricky Starks is just getting started right now. This is a piece of his legacy. I think the best is yet to come for this kid. But that promo right there was a star-making performance, and the way he cut down MJF after MJF just cut him down to shreds was fan-fucking-tastic. This makes me excited to see their match. Do I think Ricky Starks will be AEW champion after this? No. But I do think this is a huge moment and test for him, where if you can get the fans on their edge of their seat for this match, you got something in Ricky Starks, and you want to do something with him moving forward. That's all I need to see.
I would say first and foremost, Ricky Starks, great first opponent, horrible first opponent. And I would say this for the great first opponent situation. Ricky getting this spot is phenomenal. It's excellent for him. It's an excellent rub per se. You know what I'm saying? It's an excellent spot. We talk about AEW right now as far as, like you just said, in order for them to be a homegrown name, they have to have homegrown talent, and they have to continue to sign those talent, and they have to give them compelling storylines. So Ricky's arc, um, you know, from Team Taz, FTW champion, Hobbs storyline to now in a world title match, is a great look. It's a great arc for him. Now, do I think he's a main event talent? Yes. Do I think he's a main event talent on the caliber of where they have right now? No. Right. So that's why I feel like it's a waste of a run for him right now because we know he's going to lose. You know what I'm saying? And with
I
that,
think it's perfect.
I,
I'll tell you why. Think about the Jeff Hardy and like it was hardcore championship. Jeff Hardy, Undertaker. It was, but Jeff Hardy. We all knew Jeff Hardy wasn't on his level because just Undertaker. But he gained so much respect and credibility from that match. Now, I'm not comparing MJF to Undertaker by any means, but what I'm trying to say is putting a star that has star potential in a high pressured moment against the top star at the moment can say a lot about that person and how they perform in the spotlight. And what I think about Ricky Starks over the past couple of years is that he's been underutilized, honestly. The FTW, I think, hamstrung him for a long time, and then I think he had an injury as well. But what he did with Hobbs is he turned babyface. The people rallied behind him, and he's embracing that. And I think that with his mic skills, and MJF mic skills as a heel, MJF needs that other side to make his heelness not babyface. You know what I mean? Like somebody who can compete with him on the mic that makes you not want to cheer for MJF right off the bat.
Now you see where the A side and B sides correlate, right? Ricky's definitely the B side right now. Understandably so, right? But the B side is making the A. I've been trying to find a fuck game. I mean, and I'm an elephant brain. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna remember. Because I'm gonna remember. Now, I do remember us having this battle and be like, how the fuck how do a B make an A? And I would say this, damn, I've been sitting here and I even motherfucking got my mic, cuz.
Is it even plugged in?
Nah, it ain't. It's prop anyways.
This capping as a motherfucker. This capping as a motherfucker over here. You pull that mic up and then get no louder at all. Okay. Okay. I see what we're doing here. It's okay. But that's hilarious, man.
Yo, but I think right now Ricky's the B that can totally make the A right now because again,
I think especially no. Let me finish what you're saying.
Oh no. I was just saying card players, domino players. You know what I'm saying? Like the challenge of playing with somebody that can give you a challenge, right? It you don't know that you're superior. You know that you may be better, or playing Madden, right? You know what I'm saying? Like you like, I gotta fill this nigga out, and then he hit you with some, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, he know how to run and play action. You know what I'm saying? He know how to call protections, and you're like, okay, I'm playing with a player type shit. I think MJF was looking at Ricky and was like, okay, I've been in here with Mox.
You've
been in here with CM Punk. I've been in here with Regal. I've done it. Like, let's see if you can. And I think Ricky's like, what, nigga? You ain't God. I can watch you for show. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I love this. I love this shit, man.
Yeah.
Because they're both young too, so they're both like, oh, I can't just sun him.
This is Rocky. This is Rocky Triple H.
Yes, you want to have them elevate each other, and this is what
Rocky,
I'm waiting to see.
This is Rocky
now,
Triple H right here.
We got a couple of weeks with these guys. Come on, bring me to the show. Like, let me get more of Ricky Starks and MJF and tell it the way it should be. I need to just see a great story with these two. I don't need the finish don't matter to me. It just means like the story going into it and getting them to get that love and get I think the fans, you want to get Ricky Starks to a fever pitch where we just like, please beat MJF, please beat MJF, and then unfortunately it doesn't happen. But what if he does win? And that kind of skepticism. You want to make us feel that. But I think this is a special moment for AEW because these guys aren't WWE guys. These guys aren't older wrestlers. These guys aren't, old nostalgia acts, and they're getting an attention. They're getting reactions. So shout out to AEW. As much people want to talk about the ratings or whatever, this is a moment right now for AEW to prove to y'all that they can create stars and can continually create stars and make you want to see their new stars. Ricky Starks, MJF just got, he took his time off. He got bigger. I would like to see Ricky Starks get some more size on him too, to just, get some more, make you feel like that main event presence. And I think in a year or two, he could be that. He could be that babyface champion.
Yeah, that's what's holding me back. You can see Ricky a little. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, Rick. I'm not disparaging. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely not. He's a great competitor.
Nigga, you know what I'm saying? But I do think that a little bit more, bulk, you know what I'm saying, I think will do you great. You know what I'm saying?
We can't sit here and act like presentation doesn't matter with wrestling. If you are gonna be the world champion, it's the believability about that and size does matter. I've been talking about Adam Cole all day, and
Size
but
doesn't
you
matter.
know, but I think that size, will play a part in the longevity of your career or the cap of where you can go. Now, I think that Daniel Bryan's a great example of that. He put on some size to him, even when he was smaller, and then he only had what 2 runs as world champion because he's not that big, and he does not necessarily need it in that role because partially you got to be fit your role. And I want Ricky Starks to be that guy on top. And I think that just will round him out when you get that
My
size.
nigga said he want Ricky to be a top nigga.
Oh
You know what
God.
I'm saying?
Pause. Listen, I'm talking that Ricky Starks should be a main event debut face in AEW. I'm talking about holding the championship within 6 months to a year. So let's say that. This
Let's
ain't no
go.
big meaty man slapping meat conversation here. All right. This is all about
My nigga said this ain't no
our
little nigga
potential.
slapping meat. Get that little nigga meat out of here, boy.
Oh, that's so fucking funny, man.
Shit. Okay, let's one time down. Before we get away from AEW, I do want to say, Shane Taylor, shout out to my nigga. I need him to get away from the tag team real quick. I know they're gonna do that, but I need Shane Taylor, Samoa Joe, ASAP. I need that ASAP. I need that motherfucking ASAP. I need Shane Taylor and Samoa Joe to put the little meat to the back burner. We need.
So, is it going to be for the TNT Championship?
Nah, Ring
Or
of Honor, the television title. I want
championship?
Shane Taylor to come for his, dog. Come for his. Nah, you know what? Fuck that. Fuck that. Scratch all that. Shane Taylor, Chris Jericho. I need that. I need that. I need that. That's a big fucking money match right there. That's good. I need that.
Okay. I like that.
I need Shane Taylor and Chris Jericho.
I want to see Shane Taylor put the fear of God in Chris Jericho.
Yes. I need that. I need Shane Taylor to put up on Chris Jericho like, where were you January 6th? I need that type of activity, nigga. I need that action. I need that nigga Chris Jericho to stutter.
Listen,
like,
man.
Yeah, I need
Shane Taylor Promotions was one of my favorite
yes, sir.
favorite factions over the past couple of years before RW collapsed and now rebranded. I'm just glad that Shane Taylor back on television. He deserves it. Took way too long. I'm not shout out to Shane Taylor. Saw him at WrestleMania Dallas this year. I was like, listen, I can't wait to see you back on TV. We talked to him, and here we are. Now we're getting, and I like that they're keeping the continuity between him and Keith Lee. I don't know where they're going with Keith Lee and Swerve, but I'm curious to see where this comes. I think that there will be a faction formed of some sort out of this scenario. I don't think that it's just going to be Shane Taylor and his tag team partner, and then I think there will be some type of he's going to have some people around him. But I want to see him more in AEW. I'm more on Dynamite. I don't see him working with Chris Jericho anytime soon, to be honest with you, because if they weren't going to give him a contract immediately, then they're probably not putting him in the World Championship.
I dig.
But I would love it. I'm not,
That's my. Hold on. Let me. You know what I'm saying? Let me just for reference. That was my book in black. You know what I'm saying? That was my book in black.
No. I agree with it. I agree with it. So just shout out to Shane Taylor. I can't see where they go with this, but I see him and maybe Swerve linking up and being in a faction with this tag partner. Maybe turning on Keith Lee.
I think if anything, realistically, I don't want to. This is what I want to see. Deadass, for real. I hear what you're saying, and I'm not disparaging. I'm not dismissing.
One thing I will say this. I don't like that it was just a backstage promo. I think they should have built this up better because Shane Taylor and Keith Lee have history. It shouldn't just be popping up like
I'll take
one promo.
I'll take this. I'll take that. But this is what I need to see. I don't want to see Shane and Swerve link. I don't.
Okay.
I really do need Swerve. When Keith Lee say, "Can I trust you, dude?" For Swerve to make that nigga say, "No, you bitch ass nigga," and leave them. I need that. I
It's
really
happening.
like, yeah, don't question you question me, nigga. I'm here. Cool. I'm gonna have you question me for real, nigga. Come see me about it. And now I need Swerve and Keith. I need that feud, bruh. I need that. I need Swerve to bump like a motherfucker for like I think they'll do so good for each other,
I
man.
think so too.
I think Swerve and Keith Lee will do so good for each other. And realistically,
I've been saying that since they were at NXT. Like this is like
and,
3 years ago.
and if you're talking realistically, I hear you with Shane Taylor and Chris Jericho. I'm just booking black, but real. If there's something that real can happen, Samoa Joe and Shane Taylor for the Ring of Honor World
No, I
Television
love that. Yeah.
Championship. I think that absolutely can and should happen. I think that should happen.
Absolutely. Shane and Samoa Joe.
Especially if Joe talking like he the baddest motherfucker and if Samoa Joe start talking that shit like Moxley did and Hangman had to come put that 1-2 on that nigga, I think Samoa should talk that shit. You know what I'm saying? And Shane Taylor like, bro, I know you may not know who I am, but let me let you know.
Let me introduce you. Yeah,
Exactly.
to who I am. You're gonna find out.
I think that's fine. All right, so
moving right along.
AEW.
Your boy Claudio. You see him joining the Jericho Appreciation Society.
Oh man, I ain't even gonna hold you. Yeah, I don't even care though, because he's a sports entertainer.
Is he?
He is, bro. He's Cesaro. He do the swing and everything and this shit. Like,
all right, we'll see. We'll see. But that's a ROH final battle. A little recap on that. We also got Athena versus Mercedes Martinez. So
yes, sir.
Shout out to Athena for her character change. Loving that. But moving along, because we're gonna have to move on to NXT here. Now let's see. This is
I think this could be very quick. Only thing I want to talk about, like we always talk about, our friend, our homie, our big dog, shout out Wes. You know what I'm saying? Love you, brother. You know what I mean? Hey, listen. This is pause podcast. This is just a little to our friend D. We love you. We are happy for you. We are proud of you, my guy. And this is everything we fucking talked about in real life, my nigga. Like, so
manifested in the flesh, you know. So congratulations.
Congratulations,
bro. And there's more coming, man. I talked about a lot, you know. I see him going to the moon, and I think he's finally getting the love that he's honestly warranted. He's obviously super talented. I think he's underrated. Honestly, if I'm being quite honest.
Well, I will pause on that and I will fight back on that. I think right now we are getting the just due. And
now, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
And but I will only say this too. No disrespect to Zach. They were strapped up together, right? So
no. I get it. And I'm saying, like, where he's at right now, I don't see this as like the cap or like the ceiling.
No.
That's what I'm trying to say right now. I think that put it this way: the way that people see Sami right now, Sami Zayn, I see him having a similar trajectory where people don't know how good he can be until like years down the line of how that's what I'm trying to say. Sami Zayn, I saw that talent from a mile away. A lot of people did, but a lot of people didn't know what he could do. You know,
I think untapped.
Untapped,
right?
Yeah.
Untapped because, right, we use the word underutilized a lot, and I think that, and that's why I didn't want us to.
And I don't mean it in a bad way, like they're doing something wrong. I mean it like this guy has a lot of talent that can be completely fleshed out. Now, what he's doing right now, you know, I love it. So he's champion, and rightfully so. But
they're giving him a lot to carry, right? He's carrying right now.
Yeah,
he has to carry Tony D'Angelo. He's carrying Dijak. He just had to really sit. And I get it. He's not a bigger star than Melo, right? But he had to hold his own with Melo and let everybody know that, hey, when this title is on me, I am a guy that can really bring. Because again, we always said that North American Championship was the workers' title. It was the favorites title, right? Adam Cole. I mean, why do you want to, redacted Velveteen Dream, right? Nigga, he was a fan favorite. Keith Lee. We can go down the line of North American champions and
But
see.
look at the line of North American champions that eventually became, NXT champion.
Exactly.
When I saw Dez in his tag team run with Zach, what did I say the first time? This is a future, not North American champion. I said this is a future NXT champion. To the point where maybe you didn't believe it, maybe he didn't even believe it at the time. But that's what I said verbatim. And I do still believe that. I do believe that the people like Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa can earn their way all the way up there and become North American NXT champion. I think this is just another stepping stone in his journey. Shout out to you, Davion, for Dez, for just completely, after what you've been through, I guess essentially revitalizing, your presence as a solo act. Honestly, it's not easy.
Bruh, literally, that was taken away from him, and then he was able to show enough to be trusted for him to then take the secondary title, right? Mm-hmm. So that is special, right? That is without a doubt utilized talent. But when we talk about untapped, and we're not blowing smoke up anybody's ass, and I think that's why that we took a pause from the podcast just to kind of really we know the ideas and have the kind of know the cycle.
Listen, man, let's be real. We know the man. We've had him on the pod. We've had conversations with him outside of the pod. We know the man, and I think that we recognize real, and I bet on people who I can see that this person's about it.
He's
this is a real deal.
About the business, yes,
exactly. So I'll leave it at that. Congratulations, Dez, and continue to keep doing your thing, brother.
And honestly, that's the only thing that I mean, realistically, that's the only thing I care about NXT, unless we're going to talk about the things that I don't care about, which is Apollo Crews and Prophet. Bruh, I know I got some shit off on the phone, and I probably got most of my funny shit off on the phone, but I got to talk about it, man. Right. I'm sorry. Before I talk about things I don't like with NXT, let me wrap up things I do like, okay? Sangha Singh, or whatever them niggas' names is over there, I fucks with them niggas, bruh.
What did I say when I saw Sangha years?
I fucks with them niggas, bruh. Yo, them niggas come out dressed to impress, fresh, and they talk boss ass shit. They don't attack you from behind. They don't motherfucking do no dirty shit. They motherfucking come out and say, hey, we some raw ass, big ass niggas. We want to fight, but we're going to fight you at your best.
Yeah, exactly.
All competition that gets in your way so you can clean yourself up. So me and you, because we want to test ourselves against the best.
Exactly. And that's what I fuck with. I can't wait for the tag match. Listen, I told you that Sangha was a star a while ago. Sangha is the man, yo. I saw like 2 matches of his. I was like, yo, he got it. He got it, bro. Listen, Sangha, he's one of my favorites in NXT. I'm not gonna lie. When he was with Austin Waller or Grayson Waller, what's his name? Grayson Waller. I think when he was with him as backup, he was the best part of the act to me. And then he went and he was working with those Brazilian girls, and he was like this guru. And I'm like, yo, he still worked. Now he's in his back with
he's with Veer.
And it's just an intimidating force. It's the reincarnate. It's like AOP that could talk. So like I can't wait to see where they go with this.
It's Indian AMP. It's Indian AOP that can talk, my nigga.
Yeah, exactly. They can really talk though,
and we can fuck you up still. Cause
they can really talk. So I want to see them go with a really good tag team like the Creed Brothers and see where they're going on. Speaking of another thing that we do care about in NXT, that's going to happen tag team wise. New Day and Pretty Deadly. We don't want to forget about that. That's going to be on deadline. Coming
Pretty
up.
Deadly is pretty good, man.
Pretty Deadly is awesome. We fuck with them. So this is going to be a good showing for them, and I hope they give New Day time, because I always love when they give New Day time on the in the match, and they get to put on another classic. Now, one quick question: has New Day fell off?
No, I
Has
will
not.
say this. I love we use the word pivots, right? We use the word pivot. I love how WWE has been able to pivot because even though the tag team division isn't strong, they're not making it repetitive, right? And I can appreciate that because New Day is the only tag team of reputable status that can really compete with the New Day unless we're really going to tell the triumphant story of the Street Profits, right? Because Street Profits have never beat the Usos. I think we kind of talked about that previously, may not on the pod, but on the phone. We talked about that. That is the real story. Street Profits never beat the Usos. I think if you want to tell a story, that's a good story to tell. With that being said, man, to move New Day out the way for possible Bloodline versus OC versus or Bloodline versus I mean the tag team division isn't stacked. Don't get me wrong.
I think that the tag division in
division
NXT needs New Day more than the main event roster needs them. They just lost to the Viking Raiders, then lost to the Usos. Oh, they finally, I think, did they get the victory over the Viking Raiders? I'm not even sure they did.
I think Viking Raiders beat the shit out of them niggas.
Exactly. So they just jobbed it out like back-to-back angles, and lost their title.
They need to make room for Hit Row.
Legato. They got Imperium still.
Exactly.
So I think this tag division in the main roster is good. It's just that the Usos, obviously, like Roman, are holding titles hostage, but rightfully so because they have that prestige right now, and it doesn't feel awkward. It doesn't feel out of place. They're still having tag matches. They had a match on Raw, which we'll get into in a little bit, the Usos. But this is a great move strategically for the Usos, for the New Day to be relevant, have a big profile match if you're watching NXT, and also give Pretty Deadly some real good competition in a good spot. So I'm curious.
They don't have no competition down there. No competition, and I like Pretty Deadly, and that can run stale pretty quickly. Yeah, and I think when we talk about Ricky Starks and MJF, right? This is the big boy version of that, right? This MJF ain't New Day, right? And Pretty Deadly ain't Ricky Starks. But with that being said, Pretty Deadly kind of got the catchphrases they can kind of barb with a lot of niggas. And NXT is a developmental stage where a lot of people still getting confidence in front of people, learning their character, learning themselves, learning what they can say, can't say, how to say it, project themselves. I think New Day gonna put Pretty Deadly in a pretty situation. Hey, damn, I love the fucking title of this shit. Pretty, nigga. Pretty, episode 182.
Yeah. Real Purdy. Shout out to Brock Purdy.
Right, yeah, I think New Day and Pretty Deadly gonna be fire.
I'm gonna be real with you, man. I want this match to have the most time on that show. I think Apollo and I would have said Apollo and Breaker could have had that, but the way they're going about building this angle like they're best friends, I don't get it. Like they're not friends. They've never been friends. There's no precedent for that. And they're booking it that way. Hopefully this starts an angle like kind of like Samoa Joe and Finn Balor started as tag team and then eventually had bangers after that. Hopefully they go that route.
I hope they're showing respect, kind of, but I don't think they're friends, right? You could tell us the fake.
They went fishing together. You don't go fishing with somebody. You're just like, listen, I'm about to take your title.
Apollo opposed himself on it. Apollo's the heel.
Okay.
I need Apollo, and that's fine. Apollo being listen. Apollo not appealing to the crowd doesn't make him. It doesn't like. We need that because I don't see any other personality from the homie, right? I like the acting of it, the reading of the script, like from what they gave us.
He needs to not have a script, for one. Two, he needs to just go out there and talk shit like a real heel. So listen to what I'm saying. Give them their 15 minutes, have it be a no contest or something, because it's not a takeover. It's, I think it's on TV, right?
It's the deadline play. It's on TV, but yeah.
Or is it gonna be on Peacock? I don't know.
It's on TV.
It's on TV. So it's on TV. So it's a special show on the net on USA. Give this a no contest finish. So the next time you get to a a paid live event, whatever you call it, maybe St. Valentine's Day Massacre or something. Give it this a no, and then extend the feud because they haven't quite got it clicked yet for me and for you, honestly too. So like they haven't clicked this angle. So I will give New Day and Pretty Deadly the 20 to 25-minute match where we're like, oh snap, this is a banger. Let those that cage that iron challenge match.
Yep.
Let that little breathe a little bit too, and then you have Wesley take out Donovan Dijakovic. Quick work.
Oh, it can't be quick work. Donovan can't.
It can't. It can't.
Donovan can't. What is his name?
Dijakovic.
I'm calling that nigga Donovan. Is it Donovan?
Donovan, yeah.
Okay, Donovan.
I think so.
Hold your dick. You know what I'm saying? That nigga, he can't make. He gotta come. I think when you talk about no contest, Tony D'Angelo gotta kind of interfere with it, and that goes back to the Wesley having a target on his back. You know what I'm saying? That North American Championship is allied to the United States Championship on Raw. So let's go into Raw, right? Austin Theory has a target, but the feuds among the niggas that's feuding with him is fire. Seth and Bobby, banger alert, nigga. Banger alert, because they don't fuck with each other. And I think this is a great way to get Bobby out of the United States Championship kind of situation, right? Bobby's not dumb, and WWE's not playing us like he's dumb. So he hasn't forgot about the United States Championship. I like that.
I like that too.
He doesn't need to win the United States Championship because
at the same
he's
time.
a big dog. So I like that. So I like everything that they're doing with this title right now. Dolph is still in there. Mustafa Ali.
I'm gonna be honest. They say that Dolph is like underrated, but I am not a big fan. So I think Dolph
Dolph is overexposed to me.
I'll be honest. When everybody was hyping Dolph, like back in the day when he won the championship, like, oh my god, it was such a great. Listen, when everybody, are we gonna be real here? Like, are we gonna go there? Are we gonna be? This is not no hot take, right? Listen, when everybody hyped that cash in like it was the best thing that's ever happened, I was like, oh, he won it.
I'm the nigga who compares Dolph to Miz and say like if Miz was the Dolph, like Miz would not be the Miz, right? If Miz was Dolph, Miz would not be the Miz. Because Dolph is mid. Period. Right? It's a mid-off between Dijah Hold Your Dick, Karrion Kross, and Dolph Ziggler. I'm about to tweet that. Who's more fucking mid?
Yo,
Dolph?
You'll make some people mad with the
Karrion Kross or fucking Dijah Hold Your Dick?
And put the 87 on there.
Hell yeah.
Listen, but hey, Austin Theory, great competitor to go against him still. I think Dolph can have good matches. I'm not trying to like take away anything from his talent, but he's just not. Every time I see him on my screen, it's like, okay, I'm waiting for this to be over almost, and I'm not sure where it went wrong. I'm not sure where it went left. Maybe he is overexposed, But more than anything, shout out to Bobby Roode. Hope you get healthy soon. I'd rather see you in this spot on a singles run.
Roode need to come back and beat the shit out of Ziggler. I need that.
That'd be ill. I want to hear Glorious again. I know Trips want to hear it too. Like I want to hear that music on the main roster. So like I'm waiting for that, and hopefully he's healthy. And I know he went through the surgery. Hopefully he can come back healthy as well. So we'll see what goes on with that. But more than anything, I think the thing I want to talk about the most on Raw, and I can't wait for Seth and Bobby. It's going bang. But Solo Sikoa's impact on the first angle and his call out and his tribute to Umaga.
Yeah.
I think now that we're over the whole Sammy bloodline, is he in, is he out, the tension between him and Jay, we need to see Solo be a complete loose cannon that cannot be controlled.
Oh, we see time right now.
Yes, exactly. Continually over time, I want to see more and more of that guy, man. Continually being loose cannon. I want him to have a spot at WrestleMania in a solo match. And I really do. Like, no pun intended. I want to see him either KO him and Matt Riddle, whoever, or give him these spots because he has a lot of talent. And not only did he give the tribute to Umaga, he does it in a way that is so authentic and believable. I think that chair around the head and hitting the hip attack and taking out Matt Riddle in that way gets him over in a way that nothing else he's done prior to, and he still was over, mind you.
That boy is dangerous.
He's dangerous, exactly. Dangerous. So him losing his like being silently deadly, like he's silent but deadly. Until he just snaps. I love it.
Solo a fart?
I said he's silent but deadly. I never said anything about fart.
I mean, the him is getting to because this about to be whatever the remainder of this show.
That is not Solo. Listen, that's him. That ain't me. Don't bring no spikes over here, bro.
You say he's silent but deadly. What else is silent but deadly but a fart?
Listen, I didn't say nothing about fart. Shit, that's you. That's you.
That nigga cheating right now, please.
He's silent and deadly. That's not the only thing. Also, an assassin is silent and deadly. So I'm calling him an assassin, an enforcer. That's who he is. But
I think also that is something to speak about. I love that Kevin Owens is finding a way to keep himself relevant within this storyline. I like that Riddle is written off screen because him and Elias was just horrible. Like,
I'm glad Elias was in that match. Oh my god! When I saw KO, I turned in. I was like, "Oh, thank you." KO's in the match because I came to the show late, and KO was in the match. I was like, "Bet, I like this."
I think what else from Raw we kind of need to talk about? Nothing, right? Like, hold on, women cannot talk without the women. They had 2 triple threat matches, right? We had
both really good matches.
Both really good matches. I think the second one's a little bit more awkwardly than the first one.
Rhea, man.
Yeah.
She is a force to be reckoned with right now.
I mean, come on, Buddy Murphy, you are
living the dream,
nigga. You know,
every guy's dream right now. Yeah, Rhea's having a moment.
Yo, you know what's crazy? The sidebar. I went back and watched Rhea Bianca Portland again just because I wanted to just get I'm itching to have that build again. Like Bianca and Rhea just. Even then, they knew who they were and what they were bringing to the table, and they went straight gun, and it was a great match. Rhea, of course, retained, and that's when Charlotte came up and showed up and had to, make her presence felt. But I think that Rhea and Bianca are on a trajectory to where, like you say, Rhea, and every time we say that about Bianca, and they're the only 2 women we say that about, right? So when that's the case, you know what I'm saying, outside of Sasha, whatever the case may be, but even Sasha, when she stand next to those 2 women, we just be like, okay, move to the side, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing, because we did talk about Sasha like that for a while, but when you see, Sasha's, obviously you talk about overexposure. I think not she's overexposed, but you get used to people. You get used to it, and you're like, oh, we were expected that Sasha's great. It's already cemented. You are goated. If you ended your career right now, you're going to go in the Hall of Fame eventually.
Yeah, one of the greatest.
So when you look at some of these new talents, I think the top 3 women in the industry, where I'm like, damn, when they go out there, I'm paying attention, is Jade, Rhea, and Bianca. Those 3 women is like the star potential just oozes off of them. Now, granted, I didn't always say this about all 3 of them. At some point, it just clicked. I think maybe Bianca always saw it. Rhea eventually it clicked. Jade, I saw potential, but then eventually now I'm seeing her. It's like clicking on all cylinders. So
she's gaining more confidence.
exactly,
More
I
reps
think
on
that's what I think that might be it. It's like you can tell they're confident in like who they are, and
and
they're like
Sasha
they're
too, right? Sasha played the backseat a lot at NXT, right? She
exactly. She
wasn't
did.
always the boss, right? She wasn't
Uh-huh.
always fierce. You know what I'm saying?
Energy's a real thing. You can tell when somebody's walking out those curtains and a little subconscious and trying to put on it. Like, yeah, I'm confident, or whether it's like,
That's
oh,
why
they're embodying that shit.
that's why I think Bianca is ahead of everybody because
Mm-hmm.
there's not a time that we can look at Bianca and know that there was a time that she was not confident, right?
Yeah,
I know she told this, I know she told the story, right? But ever
mm-hmm,
since she got that
mm-hmm,
out the way, right?
mm-hmm.
Where I think even like you see it in track, weightlifting,
Even with the because back in then she was undefeated. She used to always do the. She had always something that her catchphrases they would always hit. Oh, you don't go here, all that shit in NXT. Like just she knew how to get the crowd going, And I don't think these other girls did it so soon as Bianca did
or effortlessly.
effortlessly. You feel me? Like yeah, it just was organic. I don't
Because
know.
Sasha got
She's
over
made
by
for
people
this.
calling her ratchet, and Sasha had to had to defeat that. Like, bitch, what?
Sasha, yeah, she even know what Russia meant.
Nigga, she was like, nigga, I'm from Boston. The fuck?
Yeah, she had no idea, man. But Sasha got over by just really being that just sinking into that heel role, and going and trying to overcome and saying I'm proving people wrong. Sasha had a chip on her shoulder, almost. Um,
I love
Bianca
Becky.
just
Becky the same way,
Becky
right?
too, yeah,
Becky
yeah.
came from Shimmer, and the four horsewomen. She was considered fourth on that list. Becky, Pam, Bailey, also making her rounds in it, but essentially we looked at Charlotte superior, Sasha as the star, and then Bailey and Becky was always fighting for 3 and 4 within
Mhm.
the four horsewomen. So kind of to see them now have to stare off and shit like that, like
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's kind of apropos. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
And then now we have and Rhea had to stare off like subtly with Becky on the rampway. People are saying, "Oh, is that a WrestleMania angle?" Like, I love where the women's like the vision is, man. Like, I'm sorry, but like WWE from like top to bottom, I can't be like really mad at anything. And it's been a while since I could say that. Like, I appreciate what they're doing with a lot of fronts of thing, like on a lot of fronts. So keep doing your thing, man. I think that whatever you're doing is working, and I think that War Games was a huge success. And what just happened? But yeah, whatever y'all doing with in WWE, keep it up. I think from SmackDown, Raw, NXT, it's all working out right now. Now where we go with SmackDown tomorrow, we got I think we Ricochet and Gunther
Yeah,
again, so we'll see that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Shout out to LA Knight getting his ass beat.
I'm telling you, man. I told you he's a victim. What did I say? I said, I said that immediately. He's just a victim. Oh, and even Alexa, the teasers are doing with her in her matches and her entrances. Like we don't know where that's leading. It's like little, breadcrumbs they're leaving, and that's what I fuck with WWE right now. I always said, listen, treat your show like a television show. You can't give us everything in one day and then forget about it next week. No, it's like tease little things here and there, and they're doing that. But we got LA Knight obviously tomorrow, and Bray. We'll see more of that. We'll see Ricochet and Gunther link up. Um, what else we got coming up? I think the Usos has got a celebration, or no? I heard there might be new tag team championships, like that belts. I heard there's a rumor that there might be new tag team belts.
Really?
Soon, but I could be wrong. Maybe it won't happen. I don't know. Maybe because these rumors people just be saying shit sometimes.
I mean,
But
shit. If it is shit, they. I would love to. Like, what's that? I would like to see it.
yeah, it might not be this week if it does happen. But I heard a rumor about that. But anything on SmackDown that you're looking forward to?
No, I would like to see Gunther. I want to see Gunther and Ricochet. I think that will be a pretty good. I think that would be a pretty good match. Um, and I would love to see the evolution of what the bloodline storyline is going to be. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So I like to see that. I would like to see that. I think it's great that Sasha is making her way to Wrestle Kingdom again, just to close off that loop. Just because, again, like it it does bring a different aspect to the game that hasn't been there. You know what I'm saying? Like it is Brock, it is Kurt Angle, it is Hulk Hogan, right? Like them niggas all wrestled in Japan before and still came back and held they cachet and they name for what they did. You know what I'm saying? Now granted, like you say, they weren't on contract, so they did what they did, what it was, but if it is smart to get in bed with the forbidden door. I think it is smart. I think this would be the great way to do it. I think if Sasha wants to go to Japan, why not? Why not? You know what I'm saying? If Sasha wants to go to Mexico, why not? You know what I'm saying? Like I think that, and I think with that being said, it's not also just Sasha. Andrade, right? Andrade. If Andrade wants to go to Mexico and come back up, nigga, why not? If Rey Mysterio wants to come do a couple shots in Mexico, why not? Like I think if you open the portal, I think it, like you say, WWE is being in a good space. I think, man, the the multiverse that we speak, shout out. We got to get the homies on to talk the pot, to talk the multiverse thing. I've been deep in this Kang shit, man.
Oh,
Deep,
really?
deep
Going
in
down the
this.
rabbit hole.
I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at right now, nigga. But
I'm
this
just waiting to see what happens, man. But I did hear this. Kevin Feige, especially with James Gunn doing the thing in DC, he had a meeting and he's like, "Listen, man, see, Phase 4 wasn't it. We got to change it. We got to be quality over
wait, he
quantity."
said Phase 4 wasn't it?
He didn't say it verbatim, but I heard the meeting was basically saying Phase 4 was about quantity. He's like, "Listen, I want quality over quantity. They might cut some of these Disney Plus shows going forward. They might not do all the things that they're planning because they want to have more continuity and more quality in the storytelling." Hemsworth came out. Chris Hemsworth said that he wants Thor 5 to be more serious. He wants one of the Russos to direct it because he's like, I'm not with the whole jokey kind of Thor character anymore, especially with the news he just found out that he might be dealing with Alzheimer's as he continues to get older. So he's taking a break from film, but he wants his last movie as Thor to be a little bit more serious tone, and he liked the way that the Russos handle it in Endgame and Infinity War. But that's neither here nor there. We got to get our own separate part with that. We got to get Days on. We got to get Ray on. We got to get Rich on, and we got to just have that conversation. So, guys, stay tuned for that.
I think with that being said, that to kind of to put a pin in it, the last phase of what wrestling has been it, the pandemic phase.
Uh-huh.
They survived, just like the Infinity War saga. They survived. Now that we're out the pandemic era, there does need to be a shift. And I think that if there is a multiverse where you can explain away some of your mistakes on comic book side, where I know, there's not a lot of correlation between comic and movie, but you can kind of suspend your disbelief with that because they're making it so where these universes are intertwined because, hey, I fucked up, so I can just put this.
Yeah.
I think we're wrestling. There should be some multiverse kind of overlaps.
I do too, man. I do too. But this Forbidden Door, I think it's just the way that you go about it. Like we're not going to just see like AEW. I can see them being a little bit more lax, but WWE, who's been the freaking industry standard for our entire lives, they ain't just letting you go nowhere. Japan, what? You'll go to Japan when I tell you to. In Mexico, what? We got We got Puerto Rico coming up right around the corner. We got Bad Bunny to focus on. You want wrestle down? You want wrestle down there? We got that coming up in a couple months.
Shout out to Bunny.
Yeah. So that's how they look at it. They're like, we're gonna get the eyeballs under our umbrella. We're not gonna try to get you out there subcontracting for some other company or with other company. Now, if we get to a day where we do a cross promotion brand where it's like WWE versus AEW, that'd be amazing. Honestly, I think that'd be a great WrestleMania. I mean, not WrestleMania, SummerSlam. They should do a SummerSlam, Forbidden Door, and that should be like once every 4 years, like the Olympics. And WWE
World,
says, "Hey,
like
listen,
World Cup, that
like the
would be
World Cup,
crazy.
yeah." Or they say, "Listen, we're gonna bring in AEW. If you want to work with us, we're gonna have, but it's not. No. You guys get 20% of the gate. We get, and you guys get to have a SummerSlam moment. Some of your talent, New Japan, you can come into, and we can get you know a rematch of Roman Reigns, John Moxley, all this kind of Kenny Omega, Seth Rollins, like the stuff we want to see. But I would say for that to happen, AEW has to maintain relevancy. And I just pray over the next 2023 that AEW does continues to make great moves because MJF can't just be it. You need like a second, third, fourth major star. Jay Cargill can't be it. You need some more other pieces that are, and obviously you got John Moxley, Chris Jericho, but their appeals to the current wrestling fan. You need some new wrestling fans to come in there and say, "Listen, I'm tuning in for this. I'm not sure they're doing this in WWE."
But
That's all.
this is what okay. Before we get out of here, this will just I'm high. Okada versus Roman versus Moxley. Okay. God versus Usos versus Young Bucks. Okay.
Versus the Briscoes, FTR. I'm really high. Now, go ahead. Just fucking with you.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. That's fucking
In a
crazy.
ladder match.
That's fucking crazy. That's crazy. For like some gold medals or some shit like that, nigga.
Yeah, crazy.
No titles, just like Supreme.
Best tag team. Y'all want to talk shit? Like, yo, the Briscoes they weren't feeling that PWI release of the Usos. Neither was FTR. So listen, we got to see the Briscoes and Usos eventually one day. I want to see that just once, please.
Man, shit, man, and then Kenny Omega, Seth Rollins, Will Ospreay. Exactly, because that shit is crazy. That shit is crazy, cuz.
That would be crazy.
And you call everything in the ring if you can. Straight Ricky and Rick Steamboat and Flair, nigga, type shit.
I think these matches, there's not enough time for it. Like there's like if you do this, you gotta really have 2 nights or something, man. But hey, if you're doing that, like if you want to do SummerSlam 2 nights in a couple of years, this is a good reason to do it. So I think that'd be awesome. It brings another, mystique to the event. I want New Day Young Bucks.
Wow.
New Day Young Bucks, and then you get God and Usos and the Briscoes. I don't know. FTR can be in there as well.
We can do FTR, Young Bucks, Usos, and then Briscoes. Yeah, what was that?
God and Usos. Briscoes, Usos, God.
Yeah, and then we can have New Day, the Elite, or New Day and Usos. Yeah, I mean,
I want New Day and them by themselves. I do.
New Day and Bucks by themselves.
Bucks by themselves, yeah. I just want to see that once, by themselves, because I know they have history that.
I need Bucks and Usos by themselves too, man. I need a super kick party.
Bucks and Usos would be amazing. But this is why you need to have multiple events. Eventually.
Oh man, shit. Anything else we need to talk about?
The Jets have the best defensive and offensive rookies in the NFL this year. I don't care who you talking about. Fuck what you say. Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner are the best, and they should be defensive and offensive player of the year. We'll see how the year turns out. And they're about to take on the Buffalo Bills this week, and we're going to win again in their own house. Other than that, all is love. Everything is wrestling.
There's no way.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you. And we'll see you next week, I guess.
I can tell you right now, that ain't happening.
Mike White. Mike White. We haven't lost 2 games back to back yet this season. So if we do lose, it will be our first time losing back to back games this season. And
Get ready. Get ready.
oh, you don't think the Jets gonna be like, listen, you don't think that can happen? Watch this. Mike White going off on y'all and Gary Wilson shit. Let Josh Allen get that pressure, start throwing picks again. Sauce, shout out to you, man, getting that pick last time. You can get another one this week.
We'll see y'all next week.
All right, we'll see you. Otherwise, you guys take care. We'll see y'all. Check out eiwshop.com. Cop your Rumbling hoodie, man. This shit is nice, man. Rumbling hoodie, and get it in time for the holidays because it's on sale right now, 15% off. And we have a bunch of other TV t-shirts, $10, for the holidays for your, wrestling family and friends and yourself.
Now,
and also,
let y'all know, on top of what you said, if you don't get it for the holiday sale, it is okay. Make sure you have it in time for the Royal Rumble, please. Right? If you see this logo, if you know this logo, then you know this is whoa. On the way to WrestleMania. This is the Royal Rumble, my nigga.
Listen, it's just retro, guys. It's the retro Royal Rumble logo. It's not whoa. Listen, on the way. It's not how that song went. All right, listen. You guys take care. Always love. Everything is wrestling. I think that's it. He's too high. Let's get the fuck out of here. Peace.